between the Miami Dolphins and the home team. On one sideline, look at the head coach of the Dolphins. These guys have picked up wins in 3 of their last 4. And on the home sideline, here is their head coach. These guys no doubt happy to be back home after they took a loss on the road last week. So happy you could join us today. I'm Kate Scott with Brock Heward. It is time for some football. And Thursday night primetime is underway. And the tackle's made as he gets it out to the 32. So the Dolphins offense headed out for their opening drive. And they'll be led out by this dual-threat quarterback.
You know what I like, Kate? I like that even though he got burned a couple times last week, had the interceptions, he didn't let that throw him off his game or make him gun-shy. Keep pushing the ball down the field. And look what that mindset got him as a result. 3 touchdowns, and much more importantly, a win.
Catch is made down the right sideline. And they're on him to send him out right before he gets to that 30-yard line. So the complexion of this drive has changed dramatically now. New set of downs inside the 35. Putting a receiver in motion. The first carry here for the rookie from the U. This will get much beyond the line, a yard at most. John Franklin Myers coming in to clean things up. Last run only gained a yard. That means it's 2nd and 9. Back-to-back carries here. Keeps himself upright. And they're going to bring him down as he makes it all the way to the 12. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
I call that a table setter right there. Table setter for yourself as a team in that huddle, gaining confidence on the ground, and you know that's going to set the table for some great play-action pass to come.
Setting up the screen. And he's out just before he can hit the end zone, but what a nice first and goal here from the 2.
First down. First and goal, Miami.
Here we go. 68.
Right. Has nothing on that run. They stand strong and stop him at the 2. Well, we see the medical staff headed out there now. We're going to get a timeout as they handle an injured player. Not what you want to see so close to the end of the season. They'll try and punch it in. The charge into traffic, but the line doesn't budge. They stall him out short.
Okay, this is going to be a fascinating call because defensively, you've stopped the run twice down. I think you believe on that side, but they got to put it in the air. But this is also where the offense could say, we got 2 more shots. Let's continue.
Touchdown, Miami. The Dolphins finish up an excellent opening series. A very quick start here on Thursday night primetime. These guys not fazed at all by this spotlight. In fact, Brock, dare I say they might be playing even better on this bigger stage.
Well, that was very, very well executed. And what you find, Kate, in these short weeks, the plans are simpler. You don't have as much time to put as much volume into your play sheet. So it's just that team that executes the little things better often ends up on top.
The Dolphins have their kickoff team out as they kick it away. Here's Chimere DK on the return. Things going well so far. The tackle's made, so this drive will begin at the 34-yard line. So they come on offense now, ready for their opening drive. And leading them out, someone who plays with his own signature brand of hero ball at quarterback. It's Cam Ward.
There were times, I'll be honest with you, Kate, that I wish I played baseball. Because you have a bad outing, like this QB did last week with no touchdowns, a couple interceptions. In baseball, you get to play the next day, you get to flush it right away. He's had to sit on it all week long, and you know he wants to rectify it here.
And they'll get there and stop him at the line. 2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Ward setting up to throw. Finds his back, H-hand. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. Drive in dire straits, it's 3rd and 9. Here he goes, 3rd and long. Defender is there, he knocks it away, and that's going to force 4th down. So no initial clapback, at least not immediately. Gonna have to play from a deficit for at least a little while as that opening drive stalls out.
And your hope here offensively is that deficit remains unchanged when you get the ball back the next time, because you do not want to be looking 2 scores down to start this one out.
Now before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. The Dolphins and their quarterback ready to take over once again. And he's been more than just his passing touchdowns this season. In fact, you can see it right here. He's leading all quarterbacks in rushing scores late in the campaign. All right, Miami has its offense set, partner. Here comes 1st and 10. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's going to get this one to the 36-yard line. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And it's going to be 1st down, Miami.
1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
Get it. Ready.
Another carry for him. He hits the lane perfectly for an 8-yard pickup. It's 2nd down.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he is able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
Back to the well again. They stop him just in time. He got back to the line, but denied the yard they needed. 3rd down coming up.
Okay, that's a run that's whole hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Just 1 yard on the run. That brings up 4th down.
That's all you could really expect from a sneak, Kate. 1, maybe a couple yards, so in that way their job was executed. But the play call, well, that leaves me and I think many scratching our heads.
They'll run for this. And he's all the way across midfield, down inside that 45-yard line. That's a gain of 10, and staring at that turnover on downs. Instead, they pick up the 1st. Markers are reset. Here we go. Ball at the 44. 1st down. Play action. Completed over the middle. Short pickup on the play to about the 40. Stopped by Cedric Gray. This is 2nd and 6 coming up.
2nd and 6 at the 40-yard line.
They'll go play action. Pressure's on him, and it's going to get home. He's dropped. And that sack may change the next play call as it sends him backwards ahead of 3rd down.
3rd and long.
Go. 70 Lions.
3rd and long for him here. That one's incomplete. Had the connection, but some stone hands got in the way there. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. And that brings up 4th and long. So the Dolphins readying for the punt. He bunted 3 times in the win last week, and this one is away. And that's going to pin them as deep as it can go. They're going to be set up inside their own 5-yard line. So here comes this offense for its 2nd series of the game. And they're going to need to go the length of the field to attack that deficit after the punt sets them all the way back to the 1-yard line.
Ready.
On 1st down, they're going to start out with A-Chain. And he'll get forward about 5 yards, looks like. It's 2nd down now.
I can safely say, Kate, that's exactly what you want offensively. Exactly what you want to do to get out of the shadow of your own goal line, get a good push, get a good gain, get some positive yards. Job well done.
2nd down carry for A-Chain. And they bring him down after what he thought was a great game, but officials are saying he had some extra help. He got a flag down. I think this might be a hold, partner. A game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond. Offense to the line for 2nd down. Running it after the penalty. And they are going to have to face a 3rd down here, but only need a yard at most as this play picks up 7.
Well, that doesn't net a 1st down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Let's go.
Zone read, they hand it to A-Chain. And they're able to drag him down as he reaches the 15-yard line. Pick up a 5 on that play, and that means 1st down.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal. Let's go.
Straight ahead, it's Wilson. And he will get to that 30-yard line before they stop him. A gain of 15 there. And that's going to bring up first down.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
H.A. and a first down carry. Free up the middle. It's a breakaway. Into the red zone. He mix it in for the touchdown. These guys will reach pay dirt for the first time this game. Devon H.A. with the touchdown. Wow, just sensational speed from the back that time, Brock. He found a seam, got through it, and he was gone.
You know, it's one thing, Kate, to have singles hitters, right? And you love those, and you appreciate guys that can get on base. But it's the home run hitters that are the difference makers, and what a big-time effort.
Harrison Mevis on to try the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And his guys tie this game 7-7. Tying this game up, they're all set to send her away. Returning it from the 4. And this drive will start inside the 25. Dolphins just about set up here, 1st and 10. Man in motion here. They go play action on 1st down. Connects on the crosser. And they will finally catch up to him just a second before he can reach that 40.
That's good.
That's the end of one. 3 more to go here on Thursday Night Primetime. Both teams neck and neck so far. Take a quick break, and we'll be back with more of the NFL on EA Sports. For the start of quarter number 2. It's Dolphin football as we begin. They've got a first to begin the frame. He keeps this one himself. And he has this down to the 34. It's a gain of 27 yards to move the chains.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
And just in case this offense didn't have enough to contend with, now you got to worry about a quarterback that could do what he just did. Tote the ball himself for a big run.
There's a dive up the middle. Breaks the tackle. He's got space ahead. And they're going to stop him, but he got enough to make it 1st and goal from the 8.
On the jump.
That's another Dolphins. 1st down.
Let's go.
1st and goal at the 8-yard
Gravity
line.
line. Ready.
Working inside the red zone. He's not going to be able to escape, and down he goes. And it's step 1 towards a goal line stand. Still going to need a couple more, though. 2nd and goal coming up. Trying to throw this from the gun. Too much lead on that throw. That falls incomplete ahead of his target.
Just something off in the rhythm of their passing game on that one, Kate. Time to recalibrate and keep throwing it to get back on track.
They'll pass on 3rd and goal. Dumps it off to his running back. And this play reaches the 12-yard line before the stop is made.
It's plays like that, Kate, right wrong. Where I sit and judge defense. I judge the awareness. I judge how well that coordinator's got him equipped to see what's going on the field, and not just see it, but attack it. And they devoured that screen game on 3rd down. I never saw a play script that ended with a field goal. It was always a touchdown that you wanted. That's 3 points, and it's enough to give them the lead.
Now on the return, here's DK. Showing a little burst so far. Nice effort here. They're going to tackle him just shy of the 35.
First and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
So they'll head up here, 1st and 10 from the 34.
Ready. 19.
It's a sweep. He pops the pass forward. And he's tackled downfield, but look back where that flag rests. Yeah, we got a flag in the backfield. I don't think this one's going to stand. The game they were pretty happy with goes away via the penalty. And now we're going to wait to see how they respond.
Ready.
Drive starts with an option, right side. And a stop is made as he drives this to the opposing 43. That one naps him 33 yards and a new set of downs, too.
When they draw up these plays for the quarterback, these are the type of results they're expecting, Kate. Something that could tear a hole in the defense, move the chains, and just as importantly, and maybe most importantly, put a seed of doubt and thought into that defensive mind that the QB can run at any time.
And that's only 1 yard up the middle. Gonna be 2nd down.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
That's sent to the ground by a defender and incomplete. Would have been one for the highlight reel, but instead, they're facing 3rd down.
It's now 3rd down and 9 yards to go.
Throw here, 3rd down. And that's a win for the pass rush. Hit as he threw it, leads to the incompletion. 4th down coming up. So it'll be Tommy Townsend once again to punt this away.
In punt formation.
The Dolphins and receiver Malik Washington back out now to take possession. And with precious little time remaining in our season, he's the NFL leader in touchdown receptions. All right, Miami has its offense set, partner. Here comes 1st and 10.
Here we go. Set.
They send a man in motion. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And he's only able to power this forward for about 3 yards. Last run got him 3. Here's 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. It's him on the in route. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
Running it now out of the gun. And he got what he could there. Call it about 4 yards on 1st down. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5.
37-yard line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
They give it to him again. And he's going to work ahead for a couple here. It's 3rd down now.
It'll be this group's job watching the film to find all these plays. The ones that amount to really very little statistically and identify what was needed to just make them a little bigger, stretch them further. Afterthought plays now, they could be the big gains of next week.
That's caught for the 1st. And he is taken down as he drives this to the enemy 40. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that 1st down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
That's some decent running there. Gets him 4. It's going to be 2nd down. And now we'll get a pause here. Trainer's headed out to take a look at an injured player. Let's hope it isn't anything that's going to keep him from finishing this season strong. Short side option here. He's running left. He dodged the tackle. And they hit big there on that 2nd down. Let's see if this play holds up or not, though. We've got a penalty flag down. Would have liked to have kept that big play, but the officials and penalties say no. It's got to come back. They'll run here following the penalty. Finds a nice lane there. That's good for 6 yards.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to, because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
Going back, it's the handoff. And 2 yards all he can get. It's 3rd down. Now after that play, we have somebody banged up down there. Injuries never a welcome sight so close to the end of the season. They're out to attend to him.
Let's go now.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. That's Cox. He's got Washington. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. That goes as a 4-yard pickup, and it gets him a first down. Double coverage, deal breaker for a lot of QBs, Brock, but less so when it's a target you trust.
You know, it's interesting, Kate, even 20-something years ago, watching Marvin Harrison and Peyton Manning work, every defense would go into every game trying to double cover him, but yet those two, well, like we just saw right there, just got it done regardless.
First down run netted him nothing. Here is 2nd and 10. Throwing now off the play action. Snared by his running back. It's Najee Harris. And he's to the 5 before going out of bounds. Here we go. Goal line formation coming out on 3rd and inches.
Makes it 3rd and inches.
So early movement from the backfield, Brock. They've jumped the gun a bit, and that brings out the flag. All twitched up. They were ready to get it on 3rd and inches, but now a much different situation awaiting them after that false start. 3rd down from the gun. Almost had 6, but can't find him in the end zone. Incomplete. So we're down inside of 2 minutes remaining now in our first half. More Thursday night primetime football in just a moment.
A 27-yard attempt.
Sanders sends it through, and that'll double their lead to 6.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm, and no better way to feel good than get into that rhythm and start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
Here's a return from the 7. Things go well so far. He's going to reach that 34-yard line before he stopped. The home team, center running back Devon Achane, getting back to work. And get that big old marker out. Cross a major number off his roadmap after that last drive. He's reached one of the marks that every back strives to hit at some point during the season. 1st and 10 here. Ward. Here's a screen for Achane. This gets forward a little, not a ton, to the 35. Remain Pratt with the play defensively.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason. And one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
Brings up 3rd and 7.
He's going to throw here on 3rd. Dumped off to his running back. And the pass is stopped before it can get to the 1st. Great tackle there to bring up 4th down. Following that completion, remember the O-line looks to be in some pain. They're headed out to take a look at him now.
Let's go. Ready.
And the QB keeps it on the sneak. And he will get the 1st as they touch him down.
One thing you cannot say, Kate, about this offense is they're not bold. That was a bold decision, one they trusted the big guys up front, and they moved the sticks.
Caught quickly on the slant. And he's taken out of bounds as he gets it down near the red zone. Give him 32 on that play. And that'll set him up with a fresh set of downs. Has him on the quick hitter. And he works this to the 15 before they make the stop. We're trying to get set here in a hurry.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd.
Running with Achane here out of the gun. Ooh, they're on that one. 2nd down's going to end up in a loss of yards.
Let's go.
We're trying to get set here in a hurry.
Brought down behind the line of scrimmage.
Shotgun now on 3rd down. He's got the 1st down grab and still going. And in he goes for the touchdown. These guys tie it just before halftime. Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on the football field. Like you start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. He sure did.
Mevis now for the extra point. The point after splits the upright. And they'll take the lead.
Makes the score. Our home team 14. Visitors 13.
And after they reach the end zone, they'll kick it off and turn things over to the defense. Fields this one at the 3. And in the end, he's able to get it to about the 25-yard line before he's hauled down.
At their own 25-yard
completes. 24 seconds now as the final drive of this half begins.
Here we go. Strike. Cowboy.
Throwing now on first down. On it, and he nearly picked it. Oh, couldn't hang on in the end. The offense got lucky on a risky throw there. It's second down.
It's now second and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Throwing from the gun. Hits him on the out route. And he's out of bounds. A beautiful play to get that first down, but this could be coming back. We got to check this flag. Fighting all he could to keep his quarterback upright, but crossed the line there. That earns the holding penalty. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he's going to get this up to the 26 before being taken down.
He was brought
Dose of the hurry up here.
11 yards on the play.
He'll throw it.
Down and 9.
It's in or no, they dropped another one. Picks dropped on back-to-back plays, Brock, but it does force a fourth down.
All right, Kate, thanks very much. Welcome into the Orlando studios. Scott Hansen with you on an abridged halftime report. Good competitive first half. This game kind of has a punch-counterpunch feel to it, as reflected on the scoreboard. Tight game going into the second half. Can either team pull away? To find out, let's go back to the stadium and our broadcast team, Kate Scott and Brock Hewer.
All right, Scott, thanks so much. We are back, and this one's shaping up to be an exciting one. Very close game, Brock, as we start our third quarter. The Dolphins have their kickoff team out as they kick it away. Now on the return, here's DK. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. So their offense will have it first to begin quarter number 3. And they take the field in good but not great shape, Brock. They've got that lead, but no doubt they'd love to see it grow.
Yeah, just having the lead does take some pressure off. It doesn't change the sense of urgency. It's always on tilt in the NFL, but it should allow them to operate a little more freely.
It isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the drive begins with a rough first step there. That's going to bring up second down.
Kate, you know I love to say that the NFL game is a game of adjustments. You come out of halftime, and you know you've got to impact the quarterback. You got to get home, and it's exactly what they do on this opening drive.
Shotgun snap out of Ward. And that's incomplete, but he might have done a little too much to cause that. Flag comes out, and this could be interference. So a little too much contact on the part of the defender, and the officials flag him for it. The penalty erases an exciting turnover, makes it first and 10.
60.
Oh, he taps it quick to the receiver coming across here. Running down the left side. And he's in for the big play touchdown. Oh, Brock, but there it is. Back down the field, we've got a flag, and I don't think this is going to count.
Illegal blocking the ball. Offense.
Such an exciting play lost because of that penalty. And this offense now left to think of their next call as they make the long walk back down the field.
Let's go. Let's go.
Out of the shotgun, it's Ward. Finds the in route complete. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. Yeah, it's a gain of 12 on that one. And that is good for a first down.
At the 42-yard line.
Ready. Liking 18.
From the gun, it's Ward. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. And that'll bring up second down.
Ready, ready.
They run the counter to HN. Nothing doing on second. They get to him behind the line. Now it's going to be third and longer. Third and long for him here. It isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And a couple of really really good plays, Brock, made back-to-back behind the line to bring up fourth down. They're out now, ready to punt it. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. The Dolphins ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. And they've been willing to both call runs for him and let him ad-lib as he sees fit. He's tough. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Up by Washington, left side. And as they bring him down, let's check the penalty flag.
Holding offense.
Fighting all he could to keep his quarterback upright, but crossed the line there. That earns the holding penalty. Airing it out on first down. And this one's dropped for what would have been a nice gain. After the incompletion, second down call's ready. He's going to throw it. Escapes the pocket. And this one doesn't go far.
You know, Kate, they always say that QB clock. You know what it's more like? It's more like an alarm, especially in a situation like that. And it's a good thing he woke up to it, able to make something out of nothing and at least keep him moving forward.
Here he goes, third and long. Completed over the middle. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
Fair catch signaled for and made at the 32-yard line. The offense headed back to the field. They didn't add to their lead last time out, so they punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. They'll start the drive with their chance. This drive is going to start out with a gain of 5 before they bring him down.
The cool thing about a drive starting run like that, Kate, is it really just gives you every opportunity in the playbook, whatever you want to do. But as for me, I like to reward that run. Give it to him again and see if he can get you a new set of downs.
And they'll take him down at the 43-yard line. It's a 4-yard gain, and that's going to get him across the marker and earn the first.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
Going to the ground again on first. And his effort results in maybe 2 yards, but nothing more.
That's a pretty good stop on first down. This defense now gets a chance to dictate, and that's what all the great defenses want to do, Kate. They want to dictate it on their terms, not just be reacting to what the offense is always doing.
And into a wall that time. A couple of guys able to hold him right at the line of scrimmage, so third down now.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
Sacks for this defense in this contest, and that one forces a fourth down.
You know, when we watch Combine each and every single year, I hope you get good enough to understand as a football fan, watch the big guys' first 10 yards. Don't watch the ends and the linemen run 40. Watch their first 10, because that's the most critical. And that defensive end showed you right there the kind of explosive burst in the first few yards to get home for the big sack.
Thought he had a chance to block it, but he ends up wiping out the kicker instead, and that's going to award their offense a first down. First down throw here for Ward. He throws a bullet deep to the... He's got it inside the 10! And that is a touchdown! I should know this by now, Brock. I don't know if you're a Broadway guy, but there's a lot of names that belong on the playbill for this lead we've got here, but his name belongs on the marquee as he brings in his second touchdown grab.
Yeah, a bunch of contributors all throughout this roster. No, brother. And with 2 scores now, it's what, a 2-score game? Easy to see he's been one of the key actors throughout.
Appreciate the honesty. Nevis with a point after. And these guys grow their lead to 8. They put a touchdown on the board, and now they'll send it away. Starting from the 5. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line. The Dolphins back out on offense. Their running back headed out once again. And as some running lanes have closed, he's just found some new ones, continuing to hit this defense. More good numbers well into this second half. First down, play action. Ooh, that one's nearly intercepted. The defense read that one perfectly. A poor choice to make that throw. Second down coming up.
It leads to 2nd and 10.
Here's a throw. Short pass brought in. And he crosses the sideline a yard or two beyond, it looks like the 30. Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. It'll work against the blitz. He puts some air under it, deep down the left. The defender was waiting for that one to make a play on it, knocked it away, forcing 4th down.
You know, I say this all the time. We get down there to the red zone, and things happen so fast. Those windows close in a hurry. Quarterback's fortunate that was one hand and not two hands that got on the football.
And a fair catch made without incident, just inside the 25. Their offense returning to the field for another possession. They've certainly had no issues scoring, but their opponents have been right there with them, so they could really use some more points on this drive. Shotgun, they'll give it to Achane. This drive's quickly headed in the wrong direction. First play set down behind the line. Went the wrong way on first down, Brock. Here comes 2nd and 12.
Brings up 2nd and 12 at the 22-yard line.
Here's Ward. Can't connect over the middle. It's incomplete. No luck finding his receiver that time. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
Makes it 3rd down and 12 yards to go.
To the air on 3rd and long. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Working across the middle, Brock. It is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for those undersized receivers you talk about. It's another one for these big tight ends. You are paid to make that catch through contact, and you couldn't do it.
The Dolphins and this running back headed back out for a new series. 1st and 10 from the 32. And those legs must be tired, but he ain't stopping, Brock. Not with the type of game that he's been having for himself on the ground. And they get to him as he was trying to make something happen. And after one play, this drive might already be in trouble. That's going to push him back for 2nd down. Back to throw. Finds him over the middle. And he will have this across that 40-yard line before they manage to stop him. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got 1st down.
I know the Combine tries to test everything it possibly can physically, but I don't know how you test courage at the Combine because there's nobody defending you. Nobody wants to hit you. But that was the epitome of courage to make that in cut and make the catch.
And he's tackled downfield, but look back where that flag rests. Yep, we got a flag in the backfield. I don't think this one's going to stand. Fighting all he could to keep his quarterback upright, but crossed the line there. That earns the holding penalty. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And he can only manage 1 yard. The defenders were at the ready to bring him down. And break the huddle. It's 2nd down now. Working now from the gun. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
Intended for Malik Washington. Incomplete. It's now
From the gun on 3rd down. All the left side. And he's down after getting this up to the 41.
Never eat shredded wheat. Northeast, south, and west, right, Kate? And I like on 3rd downs, north and south. You start going east to west and eating that wheat, you could run into problems just like that.
And the fair catch secured here at the 16. This offense making its way back out now. And unsurprisingly, Brock, a great day on the scoreboard so far for him. Has it with the advantage as we move through this 3rd quarter. 1st and 10 here. Ward. right side, caught by Smith. And this winds up being an excellent play for them from deep in their own territory, up approaching that 30-yard line. Coming to the line, this is 1st and 10.
27-yard line.
Off the play fake, here's Ward. He's going to loft one deep to the left. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Chance here for one final play before the end of our quarter. QB keeps the second down option. And without much room to work, he has a minimal gain on the final play of the third quarter. So we've hit the end of this third quarter for this Thursday night primetime game. It'll still be just a one-score game when we resume play. Third down, line to gain, 9 yards out. Throw here, third down. Complete beyond the marker. He's taken down, but not before he gets this one to the 41. Give him 13 on that play. And that's good for a new set of downs.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
He's going to pull this one down and run with it. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
The tackle by Andrew Van Ginkel. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 46-yard line.
5 still to go here. This is second down. Ward off the play fake. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. It's sack number 4 in the game for him. This one makes it third down.
We get so stuck, Kate, on decision-making being the ball in the hands and where's he throwing it. The ball in the hands in the passing game, and what kind of decision is he going to make? When in reality, in this game, in the fourth quarter, decision-making is also knowing when to salvage a play. Salvage that real estate that's so important to try to play a little add-on and make this a 2-score game. That sack, that's not going to help in that decision at all.
What a spot for a big play, huh, Brock? It has him well into the red zone now with 1st and 10.
That's another first down.
A give to Wilson up the middle. A lot of traffic up the middle there, and his bounce outside, now from 7. Good rip on first down. That brings up 2nd and 2.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
The first carry here for Tony Collard. And it's another first down on this drive. Man, this time they're into 1st and goal.
Gain on the play. And a first down. 1st and goal at the 1-yard line.
Now a give to Wilson. And that right there is the start of what could be a goal line stand. They hit him for a loss on 1st and goal. With each carry he gets, Brock, I'm starting to wonder, is this going to be the last touch that he gets in this game? Because it hasn't been a great performance for him.
No, individually, collectively, and you can look up front, right? They've just not been winning the battle enough push, enough drive.
And he gets in, touchdown! These guys have a commanding 14-point lead now in the 4th. Tony Pollard with the touchdown. They kept it on the ground as opposed to airing it out, and that time, well, Brock, the ground game paid off.
Well, these great rushing attacks down here that could score rushing touchdowns, it takes the whole party getting involved. Yeah, the burst of the running back was tremendous. How about the launch of his blockers right off the line of scrimmage? That's a touchdown the entire way, and it took the entire group offensively.
That one right down the middle. And his guys lead by 15 now. Following the touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition has in store. Fielded at the 7. And in the end, he's able to get it to what used to be a touchback. It's at the 25-yard line. Miami set to take over once again on offense. This could be the decisive drive. Down 2 scores late. They've got to find some points to get it back within 1. First and 10, they're going to throw. That one falls to the turf. Couldn't hang on. It's incomplete. Another try from the 25. It's 2nd and 10.
It's now 2nd and 10 at the 25-yard
Now looking to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And a nice gain here, but it's stopped short of the first. 3rd and just 2 to go.
It's a gain of 8. And it brings up 3rd down.
Throwing now on 3rd and 2. Flush down to his left. And he slides down with enough to pick up that first.
18 yards on the play.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide to practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play. And denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
That's completed out to the right. They're going to keep moving forward, Brock, down inside the opposing 30. It's a gain of 27 yards to move the chains.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 27-yard line.
That's just awesome, Kate. A little bit of multitasking on that catch. Primary focus, as I always say, is you got to catch it first. But out of the corner of his eye, he knew exactly where to go, and he gets a bunch of yak on top of it.
And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
2nd down now. They need 7. Back to throw. Dumps it off to his running back. And not much doing. He stopped quickly. 3rd down and 4 now. This is the 7th play in this drive.
A 3-yard pickup. And it's 3rd down.
Back now, pressure coming. And this is going to be hit by a defender and knocked away. Incomplete as the end zone look comes up empty, Brock. You've got a 4th down decision to make.
4th down.
They're going to go for it here, trailing in the 4th. Desperation time here on 4th. And they're going to take him down. That's a sack, and I'm not so sure that penalty marker is going to save him. This actually might be on the offense. Yep, already got the stop and the turnover on down, so they're just going to decline that penalty. Zone read here to give to Pollard. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense. So some immediate revenge for that last play, Brock. I don't know. What do you think? Is it going to take away the pain from giving up that big run the prior play?
Not necessarily, because it really does take a group failure to give up a big run like that in the NFL, but it also takes a whole lot of teamwork to knock them behind the sticks. Job well done there.
This drive in jeopardy. Here's a 3rd and 10.
A gain of a yard.
They'll throw, 3rd and long. He has the first over the middle. And they'll take him down after he advances this up to about the 43. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
1st and 10, it's Pollard. He surges ahead for 5. Make it 2nd down. So a timeout comes in. Looks like the defense using its first stops this game as we get close to our 2-minute warning. 1st down run, nabs him 5. Now 2nd and 5. Again, a run with Pollard. And he gets this beyond the midfield stripe and onto the Dolphins side of the field. Now before we reach the 2-minute warning, we've got a timeout. That's the 2nd one used by the defense in this half. Short yardage situation here. It's 3rd and 2. Dive play straight ahead. And he'll get them enough for a 1st down. Now after battling on that run, we see one of their linemen appears to be injured and in need of some attention. First and 10 now from the 46. Looking to throw with Ward. Taken in by Smith. And he gets this all the way to the 25 before they stop him. Now after making that catch, we see he's shaken up. Trainer's heading out to take a look. So a new set of downs. Here we go, 1st and 10. Trying the inside handoff to Pollard. And he's able to take this one in for the touchdown. These guys making a 3-score game in the 4th. Tony Pollard with the touchdown. It's what every player who scores a touchdown wants to do, Brock. He wants to get right back there and put another 6 on the board.
I've never met an NFL player content with one end zone trip in a game. Nope. Yeah, if you're content, you're not making it to this league. You get one, you instantly think of another, and the fortunate few are able to actually deliver on it.
That one splits the uprights. And these guys grow the lead now to 22 points. Now after the touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition can do. Here's a return from the 7. He's brought down to end that run back, and we have reached our 2-minute warning. So that brings us to the 2-minute warning. Dolphins hoping to make it look a little better before time runs out. They'll throw to begin this drive. Setting up the screen. Jukes away from one. Able to take this to about the 35. That's a gain of 5 on the play. Clock working against him here as they hurry to that line.
Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 36-yard line.
Back to throw. That's too far in front, and it's not going to be caught. Looking for his wide receiver there. And now they need to get 4 on 3rd down. Shotgun snap. They'll throw. Finds a seam down the middle. And he's going to take this down to the 31 before he gets taken down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
He's going to throw it again. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And a great return comes to an end with the tackle.
I'll hear a lot of defensive coordinators say you've got to earn the right to rush the passer by doing work on the early downs. You know what this is, Kate? They've earned the right to be aggressive defensively with the work they did through 3 quarters, and this defense is cutting it loose.
The home teams send a running back Devon Achane getting back to work. And this one just a formality till the clock runs out. It's only 1 timeout remaining to stop it. Victory formation here. Looks like they're going to take a knee on 1st down. Here's a design run. Lining up to take a knee on 2nd down. So something to be proud of, Brock, as they come away with the win. And it's not quite a full game shutout, Brock, but keeping that other side off the board in the 2nd half, that sure went a long way towards securing them this win. Made things a lot easier for everyone else to operate in the closing stages of the game. So that's it for us here. Brock Heward, our crew, I'm Kate Scott. This has been the NFL on EA Sports. A nice showing here from our winners as we say goodnight, everybody.